But if dinosaurs survived the flood, do we have any artifacts to show that maybe people in the past were familiar with these creatures? Here's one. In fact, I like this a lot. This is one of my favorite ones. This is from China. If you go to China, you'll find this. This is from the 3rd century BC. And what you're looking at here is a wine cup or basin. And do you notice what's on the handles? What does that look like to you? One of the long-necked dinosaurs. Could that perhaps be a Camarasaurus? In fact, what was interesting is that when the book that described this creature, they said that was a dragon. It's written in Chinese. But when that book was translated into English, it was not called a dragon anymore. They called it a long-necked feline, a cat. Does that look anything like a cat to you? So how did they know how to draw creatures like that? That's from China. Let's leave China aside. Let's go to Cambodia. In Cambodia, there's the Angkor Wat temple complex. That's the biggest temple complex in the world. And one of the temples in this complex, the Thap Prom temple, we have animal engravings on the pillar of this temple. This temple, by the way, was built in the 12th century. Okay, so 1100s. Long before scientists rediscovered dinosaurs. And on this pillar, we have all kinds of animal engravings. We have water buffaloes, swans, monkeys, birds, and so on. And we have that in the center. What does that look like to you? The Stegosaurus-like creature. How would they know how to make something like that, to engrave something like that? In fact, I actually have a cast in one of the book tables. I have a small fossil display. Some of you might have seen that. Go and check it out for yourself. So they make a cast of this engraving there. You see, friends, if these creatures died out millions of years ago, 65 million years ago, according to evolutionists, we should not be seeing engravings or pictures like this all over the world. We saw one from China, one from Cambodia. Let's leave Asia. Let's go to the UK. So here in the UK, we have a church, Carlisle Cathedral. In the 15th century or the 1400s, there was a bishop of that church, Bishop Bell. And in those days, when you're bishop of the church, you die, they bury you under the floor of the choir. So this is his tombstone and it's under the carpet today. You go to the church, you lift up the carpet, that's what you see. And on this metal strip, do you see that? This metal strip, we have animal engravings of it on it. Pictures of bats, fish, a dog with a collar, birds. And in the center, we have that. What does that look like to you? One of the long-necked sauropod dinosaurs. What's interesting, the dinosaur on the left is actually different from the one on the right. The one on the left is one of the long-necked sauropod dinosaurs, but it has a tail with 4 backward-pointing spikes. There's only one long-necked dinosaur with 4 spikes on its tail. It's a Shunnosaurus. We can actually identify the species just from the engraving itself. So we say this: if the evolutionary story of dinosaurs is true, these creatures should have died out millions of years before human beings walked on the earth. How could their images be engraved on a 500-year-old tomb in northern England? Like this cartoon says, if people weren't around when dinosaurs were there, who drew their pictures?